discovered that my best friend was secretly plotting to kill me. At 28, have always considered my best friend, Sarah, 27, to be my confidant, my partner in crime, my ride or die. We had been through thick and thin together, supporting each other through heartbreaks, celebrating each other's successes, and just generally being there for each other no matter what. So when I discovered that Sarah was secretly plotting to kill me, it felt like my world had been turned upside down. It all started innocently enough. Sarah and I had been friends since high school, and our bond had only grown stronger over the years. We shared everything with each other, or so I thought. But as the days went by, I started to notice little things that didn't quite add up. Sarah would often be vague about her plans and whereabouts, making excuses for why she couldn't meet up or hang out like we used to. First, I brushed it off as just her being busy or going through a rough patch. But then, I overheard a snippet of conversation between Sarah and another friend that made my blood run cold. They were discussing something about needing to take care of the problem and making sure it looked like an accident. My mind immediately went to worst-case scenarios, and I couldn't shake the feeling that they were talking about me. Tried to confront Sarah about it, but she brushed it off as a joke, saying that I was being paranoid and reading too much into things. But the seed of doubt had already been planted in my mind, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something sinister was brewing beneath the surface. I started keeping tabs on Sarah, trying to piece together the puzzle of her sudden secrecy and odd behavior. One day, I stumbled upon a series of incriminating text messages on Sarah's phone. They were from someone unknown, discussing details of a plan to eliminate me once and for all. My heart stopped as I read the chilling words, realizing that my best friend was not who I thought she was. She had been pretending all along, hiding her true intentions behind a facade of friendship and loyalty. Shock and betrayal hit me like a ton of bricks. How could Sarah, someone I trusted with my life, be capable of such a heinous act? I felt a whirlwind of emotions: anger, disbelief, hurt, and overwhelming sadness. I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that the person I considered my closest ally was actually my biggest enemy. Confronted Sarah with the evidence I had uncovered, demanding to know the truth. At first, she denied everything, claiming that it was all a misunderstanding and that I was overreacting. But when I showed her the damning texts on her phone, her facade crumbled, and she broke down in tears. Her confessed that she had been approached by a shady character who offered her a large sum of money to get rid of me. She claimed that she was in financial trouble and saw this as a way out of her problems. I was dumbfounded, unable to comprehend how someone could be driven to such extremes for the sake of money. Realization that my best friend had betrayed me in the worst possible way shook me to my core. I couldn't trust anyone anymore, not even the person I thought knew me better than anyone else. The thought of Sarah, the person I had shared my deepest secrets and dreams with, planning to end my life haunted me day and night. As the days passed, the rift between Sarah and me grew wider. I couldn't look at her without feeling a surge of anger and resentment. Our friendship, once so strong and unbreakable, had been shattered beyond repair. I felt like I didn't even know who she was anymore, and the person I had once considered my best friend was now a stranger to me. Things took a turn for the worse when Sarah's accomplice reached out to me, claiming that she had backed out of the plan and that he was now tasked with carrying out the deed. I was terrified, realizing that my life was still in danger despite Sarah's change of heart. I didn't know who to trust anymore, and the paranoia consumed me every waking moment. Amidst the chaos and turmoil, I found myself questioning everything I thought I knew about friendship and loyalty. How could someone I had trusted with my life turn against me in such a cruel and heartless manner? Was there something I had missed, some hidden motive or darkness lurking beneath the surface that I had failed to see? I was left grappling with a maelstrom of emotions: betrayal, disbelief, anger, and profound sadness. I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that the person I had considered my closest ally was actually plotting to end my life. The thought of Sarah, the one person I had always turned to in times of need, being capable of such a heinous act haunted me day and night. As the tension between us reached a boiling point, I knew that our friendship would never be the same again. The trust that had once bound us together had been shattered into a million pieces, and I didn't know if it could ever be repaired. I found myself staring into the abyss of loneliness and betrayal, wondering how I could ever trust anyone again after being stabbed in the back by the one person I held closest to my heart. So, as I stand on the brink of a new chapter in my life, I can't help but wonder, am I the asshole for expecting loyalty and honesty from someone I considered my best friend? Was I naive to believe that our bond was unbreakable, only to have it shattered so brutally? Or is it simply a harsh reality of human nature that even the closest relationships can be tainted by greed, betrayal, and deceit? Time will tell if I can ever move past that betrayal and learn to trust again. But one thing is certain: the pain of discovering that my best friend was secretly plotting to kill me will haunt me for the rest of my days, a bitter reminder that even the most sacred of bonds can be broken by the darkest of motives. As the days turned into weeks, the tension between Sarah and me remained palpable. We barely spoke to each other, our once vibrant conversations now reduced to awkward silences and forced plenaries. I could see the guilt in Sarah's eyes whenever she looked at me, a constant reminder of the betrayal that had torn our friendship apart. I tried to distance myself from Sarah, but the memories of our shared experiences kept resurfacing, making it impossible for me to completely cut ties with her. I found myself grappling with conflicting emotions: anger towards her for plotting against me, but also a lingering sense of sadness for the loss of a friendship that had meant so much to me. I sought solace in the company of other friends, trying to move forward and rebuild my trust in others. But the wounds left by Sarah's betrayal ran deep, leaving a scar that I knew would never fully heal. I couldn't help but question every interaction, every gesture of kindness, wondering if there was another hidden agenda lurking beneath the surface. Fear of being betrayed again haunted me, overshadowing any attempts at forming new connections or friendships. I couldn't bring myself to fully open up to anyone, afraid that history would repeat itself, and I would once again find myself on the receiving end of deceit and treachery. Despite my best efforts to move on, the memory of discovering Sarah's secret plot to kill me continued to weigh heavily on my mind. The thought that someone I had trusted with my life could turn against me in such a calculated and ruthless manner left me reeling. I couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal that had seeped into every corner of my heart, poisoning any remaining vestiges of trust and faith in others. So, as I look back on the shattered remnants of a friendship that once meant everything to me, I can't help but feel a sense of bitter resentment towards Sarah. The person I had thought was my ally, my confidant, had proven to be nothing more than a traitor in disguise. The pain of that realization lingers, a constant reminder of the frailty of human bonds and the darkness that can lurk within even the closest relationships. In the end, as I walk away from the wreckage of a friendship destroyed by greed and betrayal, I can't help but harbor a deep-seated hatred towards Sarah. The person who had once held a special place in my heart now evokes only feelings of anger and resentment, a stark reminder of the depths to which people can sink in pursuit of their own selfish desires. So, as I move forward into an uncertain future, scarred but not broken, I will carry with me the painful lesson learned from the betrayal of my best friend. That trust is a fragile thing, easily shattered by deceit and treachery. And while I may never fully understand the motives behind Sarah's actions, I will always carry the knowledge that the person I once loved and trusted was secretly plotting to end my life, a bitter truth that will forever leave both sides hating each other. Is this person in the wrong? Comment down below and make sure to like and subscribe.